Hi guys, I am Divyansh. Welcome to my channel Patriot Dude. So, today I shall be covering the structured analysis of BIMSTEC. This will help you in SSB lecturate, GD, and in general also to understand the topic more briefly and efficiently. So that's how I am going to structure it. Introduction, objective and pillars of foundations, current status, significance for India, areas of cooperation, challenges, solutions and way ahead, and India's role in it. So let us come to introduction part. BIMSTEC stands for the Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral, Technical and Eco-Cooperation, which is a regional multilateral organization. So it's a multilateral forum like SAARC, SCO, UNSC for these countries. It was established on 6th of June 1997 by a Bangkok Declaration. It constitutes of 7 members situated in adjacent and littoral regions of Bay of Bengal. So in South Asia we have India, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and Nepal, and in Southeast Asia we have Myanmar and Thailand. So this whole sub-region, it constitutes the BIMSTEC. Now these are the objectives and foundation pillars of the organization. And coming to its current status, so long cherished permanent secretariat was established on 13th of September 2014. This is the secretariat of the organization established in Dhaka, Bangladesh after 17 years of its foundation. And Mr. Tenzin Lekfel from Bhutan was appointed as Secretary General on 6th of November 2020. So he is the Secretary General of BIMSTEC, and these are the biographic data of him. And it is home to around 1.5 billion people, that is 22% of global population, and combined GDP equals to 2.7 trillion rupees. So this whole cumulative sum of the GDPs of all the members, it has undergone the 6.5 increment despite of the unprecedented times of COVID in these past 5 years. Last summit was held in 2018 Kathmandu. That was between the supreme leaders. The important connectivity projects are Kaladan Multimodal Project, which links Myanmar and India, and Asian Trilateral Highway that connects India with Thailand and Myanmar, and Bhutan, Bangladesh, India, Nepal Motor Vehicle Agreement that follows seamless flow of passengers and traffic. So this is the Kaladan Multimodal Project, this is the Trilateral Highway, and this is the BBIN corridor. Now talking about its significance for India, it is very much significant for India to counter China's covert influence in these countries. As we know, our relations have not been that good with China, so it's very mandatory for us that we keep a vigil on its covert influence in these countries, and this organization has come in handy for us to do that. A new platform to engage with the neighbors after SAARC turning dysfunctional due to Indo-Pak tensions. As we are aware of Indo-Pak tensions that have been completely on high rise, so therefore SAARC has not been that much effective, and also BIMSTEC allows India to follow its three core policies: neighborhood first, act east, and economic development in northeast states through BBIN corridor trilateral highway. Now let us come to areas of cooperation. So this multilateral forum BIMSTEC was started with the 6 areas of cooperation, and after that, ever since then, 9 areas of cooperation have also been introduced. So these are the areas of cooperation. Now let us come to the challenges. So this is one of the most important part in it, in a lecturate also, as there are bound to be some challenges, let it be anything. So at unilateral level, Myanmar military coup, it led to the instability in the nation, because of which the forum has been impacted. At bilateral level, Myanmar and Bangladesh had been on opposite sides over the Rohingya Muslim matter, so that is also impeding the decision making process of the forum. China's looming influence, so there are some speculations, or it might be true that China is using it as a tool to conspire diplomatic ties with other members against India, and inconsistency to tackle issues and meet the objectives because of contentious issues pre-existing among the members and leading to the subsequent distrust. So the council has been very inconsistent because of the trust issues among the members and inability to forge out agreements like FTA is still pending since 2004 summit. Inconsistency in meetings. There have been only 4 summits between the supreme leaders of the organization and 13 ministerial meetings. However, there have been 3 meetings since 2017 between the NSAs of the member nations. But still, it was decided to convene a summit between the supreme leaders after every 2 years. But that has not been met to the expectation and what was stated. Now let us come to the solutions and the way ahead I could track. So instead of taking up all the sectors and areas of cooperation at a time, we should rather focus at 3-4 sectors at a time, first resolve them and then to the contentious issues. And we can work on financing, cybersecurity, COVID, transportation and communication, etc. So once we have ironed these key subjects and issues, then we can move on to the contentious ones. This will also rebuild the trust of the members among themselves. And then we can move to the contentious ones without any problem. And at third, we should ensure robust connectivity. We know that endorsement of FTA might be delayed, but ensuring robust connectivity at border regions among the nations will definitely foster trade, exchange of people, exchange of goods, services, and for that we must increase our border trade, which will enhance and make the communication between the border communities better, and electronic documentation of import export like Nepal has recently done, and promoting tourism like countries, the members in the organization like Bhutan and Myanmar, they are Buddhism predominated countries. Buddhism population is in majority. So, and India is the country from where Buddhism originated, and there are many pilgrimage places in India which can be promoted for tourism. That will foster the cooperation at tourism sector among the nations. Then scholars, exchange of dialogue, and exchange of cultural ties, that will also foster the relations among the nations. And keeping vigil on Chinese interventions is very important. And India's role so far, India has always been steadfast in extending hands of friendship, and whenever it comes to crunch, India goes whole hog to help. So let it be the pharmaceuticals, counter-terror, counter narcotics, India has always been proactive in helping its neighbor countries. And last year also we witnessed the same thing. India supplied hydrochloroquine to the other nations and vaccines, and has been proactive in supporting other nations. So this was all for it. Hope you would have enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching this video, and please don't forget to comment your feedback, your valuable feedback, because it will help me in improving many ways. and do share it with your friends and interested ones. And yeah, in the end, don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.